What's up, guys? This is Chris from Draftdashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 3 Sleeper Picks.
These picks apply for Draftkings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to give you some of my top DFS sleeper picks for NFL Week 3. Super low priced and low ownership players that could crush value this week and give your lineup an advantage over the field. These are risky plays, meant for large tournaments only. Don't go all in on any of these guys. They are high risk, high reward picks. And if you stay to the very end after all my picks and after I show you the draft dashboard tools, I'll give you my super secret sleeper pick that no one's talking about. And if you want more Draftkings picks, we'll have a link for you at the end of this video. Okay, let's take a look at the quarterback position. My Draftkings NFL sleeper pick is Jimmy Garoppolo from the San Francisco 49ers playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have the second worst defense overall, and they give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Jimmy Garoppolo has scored 11 and 24 fantasy points in the first 2 games of the season, averaging 17.5 fantasy points per game. He got 4 rush attempts last game and scored 24 fantasy points. He's only going to be around 1% owned, so that's super low ownership for a guy who's got some pretty big upside. Jimmy Garoppolo is $6,200 DraftKings salary and 100 more on FanDuel, projected at 18 fantasy points here in Week 3. This is a home game for Jimmy. When this guy gets hot, he can throw for 3 to 4 touchdowns. He's got a great matchup versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. His wide receivers are heating up. He's starting to look more comfortable in the pocket. So I like Jimmy Garoppolo here versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, everyone, it's time to announce the winner of our $100 weekly comment contest. And the winner is Freddie Randall. Freddie Randall, congratulations. You are the winner of this week's $100 comment contest. Please reply to our comment to collect your prize.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And then we'll send you $100 PayPal.
So it's that easy,
and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video.
So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, my Week 3 NFL DraftKings sleeper pick at the running back position is Frank Gore from the Buffalo Bills playing the Cincinnati Bengals, who have the 5th worst defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Frank Gore scored 16 fantasy points off of 19 rush attempts and 2 pass targets last week. He only scored 2 fantasy points in the first game of the season, but now he's got a great matchup, and he's only going to be around 5% owned. He's on the field for 44% of the snaps, and he's touched the ball 50% of that time. Projected to get 10.8 fantasy points here in Week 3. He's $4,400 DraftKings salary and $1,300 more on FanDuel. This is a home game for Frank Gore. He should be able to run all over the Cincinnati Bengals. The price is right. The ownership is low. So I like Frank Gore here versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. MLB is still going. NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, my Week 3 Draftkings NFL sleeper pick At the wide receiver position is Julian Edelman from the New England Patriots playing the New York Jets, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Julian Edelman has scored 16 and 9 fantasy points in the last 2 games, averaging 12.8 fantasy points per game on the season. He only got 4 pass targets last game, but remember, they were trying to showcase Antonio Brown, who's no longer on the team. He only lasted a week over there. And Julian Edelman is only projected to be around 3% owned. He's been on the field for 94% of the snaps, and he's touched the ball 14% of that time. Julian Edelman is projected at 16.4 fantasy points here in week 3. He's 6,300 Draftkings salary and 600 more on FanDuel. This is a home game for Edelman, and I think a lot of people are going to forget that Antonio Brown's not going to be on the field, so Julian Edelman's going to get way more than the 4 targets he got last week. He should return back to 10 plus targets a game, and I think he has a huge breakout week. So I like Julian Edelman here versus the New York Jets. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My week 3 Draftkings NFL sleeper pick at tight end is TJ Hawkinson from the Detroit Lions playing the Philadelphia Eagles, who have the 6th worst defense overall, and they give up the 11th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. TJ Hawkinson scored 28 fantasy points in week 1 and only 2 fantasy points in week 2. He had 9 targets the first game and only 3 targets last week. So recency bias has dropped TJ Hawkinson's ownership all the way down to 3%. He's on the field for 75% of the snaps, and he's touched the ball 11% of that time. He's projected at 9.7 fantasy points here in week 3. He's only 3,500 Draftkings salary and 2,000 more on FanDuel. So he's got a good matchup. I think it's a nice bounce back week for TJ. Low ownership. So I like TJ Hawkinson here versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
You've unlocked the bonus content. Okay, my super secret sleeper pick for NFL DraftKings Week 3 is Preston Williams from the Miami Dolphins playing the Dallas Cowboys, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they're middle-of-the-pack defending opposing wide receivers. Preston Williams has scored 11 and 10 fantasy points in his first 2 games. He got 5 and 6 targets last week. He's only going to be around 1% owned. He's on the field for 56% of the snaps, and he's touched the ball 17% of that time. He's projected at 8.7 fantasy points here in week 3. He's only 3,700 Draftkings salary and 1,400 more on FanDuel. So this is a super value play. And remember, the Miami Dolphins have a really bad team. They should be playing from behind nearly the whole game. So there should be plenty of opportunity for Preston Williams in a game script that should favor the pass game. So I like Preston Williams here versus the Dallas Cowboys. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Do you want more DFS picks for NFL Week 3? Check out the video linked right in the middle of the screen. Tap that video to continue getting our Week 3 DFS picks. That's right, more DraftKings picks, more FanDuel picks. Just tap the video in the middle of the screen.